Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. Things are about to get a little bit spooky as we head back to World War II with The Empty Child. What is going on, Reddit? Hello and welcome to everyone's favourite Doctor Who podcast, the only one that exists. My name is Nathan. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Lawrence, who is a cunt.
Okay. All right, I got nothing to say to that.
Yeah, that was unnecessary. I do apologise. And also, this is a family-friendly one. So.
It is. Have we been going long enough to be anyone's favourite Doctor Who podcast yet?
We was everyone's favourite Doctor Who podcast when we posted our first episode, Lawrence.
Oh, that is true, yeah. We
immediately rose up all the... what's the word? I'm thinking leaderboards, but that's not the word I'm looking for.
Was that a pun? Did you mean to say we rose up?
No, I didn't.
Given that that's the pilot episode of the show.
Yeah, I know what you mean. No, completely unintentional.
Ah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Not leaderboards.
The charts?
Charts, yes, thank you. The charts. We rose through the charts, much like Rose through the air on a blimp. I don't know. Here we are, and here we go.
Wow, you're on top form today, Nathan, aren't you?
I am always on top form, ready to go. On our Doctor Who podcast.
What are you doing? You're padding for time. We haven't even introed.
I'm panicking. I don't know.
Right,
I have no idea.
Let me take it from you, Nathan, because we are at 1941. We're in the London Blitz, but we don't open the episode there. Where do we open the episode?
Somewhere in space and time. What?
I just thought you were going to leave it somewhere. I was like, wow. You're not with it today.
I didn't do that, though.
No, but in my mind you did, and that's what matters.
Okay, great. So I'm still not with it because I did something in your mind, but not in reality.
Yeah, but you know, like when like someone does something to you in your dream, and you wake up, and for a good 10 minutes, you're like, "Fucking hate that person for doing that."
So this is the show where we like to talk about our favourite wonderful little sci-fi show, which is, of course, Doctor Who. We're making our way through the revival. We're up to season or series 1, episode 9, The Empty Child. Lawrence, what a banger.
Yeah, this is a good
one.
We're
killing it lately. I tell you what. These early 2005 scripts, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, pretty fire.
The foul taste of Adam has been washed out of my mouth at this point. Like I'm ready to say, and I don't say this lightly. I'm ready to say now, given that there was a 2-episode stint with Adam in, that yes. After 2 bangers consecutively, I'm ready to enjoy the show again.
Yes, I'm fully, very much enjoying these string of bangers we're getting. Will we get 3 bangers in a row? From what I remember, yes. But hey,
I can't remember. I do know there's apparently a controversial ending, but we'll get into that next week.
Ooh,
Nathan, I have a question for you.
Ooh,
no,
okay.
Don't do it. You've done this joke so many times.
Well, stop opening every podcast with a question.
I apologise.
I get confused.
Is this the first time we've seen a bit of high-intensity TARDIS flying? As in, not materialising, not in the vortex, just the TARDIS whizzing through space?
Maybe.
Well, that was an insightful fucking answer, wasn't it? Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I think so.
I think it is as well. I don't understand how the TARDIS works. Like, sometimes it can fly, but sometimes it disappears and reappears somewhere simultaneously.
So it does whatever the writer needs it to do, basically.
I see.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. No, I feel like, look, it can. I feel like it can move. Oh no, you're right though, because sometimes it will just like. It can just move and fly up without disappearing.
The Runaway Bride, for example, it's just cruising across the fucking motorway.
Yeah, exactly. But then other times it will just again disappear and reappear, but with no time travel. Like it'll just go across town, and they're not traveling time; they're just moving from one place to the other, and it doesn't. But then again, though, forgive me if I'm incorrect. In the Runaway Bride, does the Doctor not string together some complicated system so it doesn't disappear or whatever? Because he's like got string, he's holding controls and shit.
Well, no, I think that's more like I think that's like the episode excuse for like the accelerator. I don't think it's like a system to make the TARDIS fly differently. But I could be
correct there. I think you are.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Well, we'll find out in like 2 years or whatever.
Yeah, we'll
That's
get
what we
to
always
it.
say. It's not even that long. It's the end of next season. So.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to it sooner than expected.
Yes. Anyway, what?
Wow, Nate.
That stroke is coming back. Is that burning toast I smell?
Do you want to take another spin at that one?
I do. I'd love to. I don't even know what I was going to say. I just panicked. That's what happened there.
Did you start it because you wanted to make a note, but you weren't sure what note to start?
Yeah, basically. So why don't you start us off?
Okay. I very much am enjoying. We always comment on the Rose and Doctor dynamic and how it grows.
Yes.
There's a clear progression. I love that Rose is over the time travel of it all now.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to see some lasers. I want to see some Spock shit. I want to see some cool stuff. You're just a nerd in a phone box.
Yeah, here I am traveling throughout all of time and space, and once again I'm on Earth in London.
Yeah,
and I'm just with some cunt who just waves a blue light everywhere. Like,
this is not the family-friendly one.
Shit, sorry, I'll bleep it out. and here I am with this guy who's just waving some blue light everywhere, and this is like the extent of it all. She's already bored of time travel, basically. I will say this about the Doctor and Rose dynamic. Before I started this rewatch, I had it in my head that I really disliked Rose as a character, and just wasn't as much of a fan as a lot of people are. I'm finding myself on this rewatch that's not necessarily the case. Don't get me wrong, I do have issues with the character of Rose, specifically relating to her relationship with Mickey in this episode. Again, not great for some of that stuff. No, I'm enjoying her. She's good. Billie Piper's great, man. She's doing a good job. And
your issue's never been Billie Piper though.
No, it's not. It's purely the writing around just her relationship with Mickey, really.
Yeah. Just not a trustworthy woman. Is she?
Not that, but also just. Well, we'll get it.
We'll get there, and we'll get there in this episode and most other previous episodes, which speaks to Nathan's points. But you're warming to her, then, are you?
I never hated her, so I'm not like, oh, she's not that bad, but I kind of am at the same time. So
I know what you're saying. I think it's just Christopher Eccleston and Billie Piper have a great chemistry.
Yes,
and
it's underrated chemistry. Yeah, exactly. Whenever because a lot of people like the dynamic is obviously Ten and Rose. That's the main dynamic that people enjoy and come to think of. But that Nine and Rose dynamic, it's good, man. It's good. It's enjoyable for me.
I keep on the point of their dynamic and then comparing it with Rose and Ten. Obviously, 10 was around for longer. Did 4 seasons.
They both had the same amount of time with Rose, to be fair, though.
Yeah, and that's what I'm coming to notice. They both had 1 season with Rose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Just all round cool. No, I like.
It's very hard to take you seriously at the moment. I'm sorry. Just looking at your silly little face.
You're breaking the illusion, are you? You're crossing over. This is a crossover between our other podcasts now.
I'm not gonna go into it, but
if you want to know what Nathan's talking about, there's a little sting for you. Go and listen to another Happy Pod. It's out now.
The one that came out on Friday.
Yes, Friday just gone.
Yes,
correct.
The most recent episode.
Yes,
it'll be up there.
All right, tell you what. Let's just get into it. This is kind of really the first time Doctor Who, at least in the revival series, played with horror.
Yes, and I was gonna say, a lot of people, famously will say that Blink, another Stephen Moffat story, is the scariest that Doctor Who has ever been. It's a spooky time, and I won't disagree with them. It is indeed a fun and spooky time, but this is chilling in parts, man. This is haunting in a different way. Like this, it can be really, really spooky. As a kid, as a young little boy, I was terrified of this episode, man.
Yeah.
This was a scary time.
And I think speaking a bit on Blink, I think Blink takes the horror to another element, you're right, but it is also, it's more reliant on what we now know as modern horror tropes. A lot of jump scare stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
In Blink. By the very nature of it, like you shut your eyes and then you open them and then something's there. That's Blink.
The monster is literally a jump scare designed to be. So,
But one thing that I think this episode really understands, and again, as is our favourite saying, it'll get to the point where the Doctor Who's actually working with a budget and we can't talk about this anymore. But for the time being, this episode, better than most, understands that all you need for horror to work is creepy imagery paired with what should be award-winning sound design.
Yeah,
like this episode has got it all. Like the ringing phone, the knocking at the door, the whoever that child is that they've got going, "Mommy," like it's perfect.
Different child to who actually plays him.
Oh, really?
Like the kid and the voice, two different people. So
well, I suppose that makes sense because he's in a fucking gas mask for most of it. Like, why wouldn't you ADR it?
Yeah, they're not going to be recording that on the day.
You know the original recordings of Bane from The Dark Knight Rises.
Perhaps he's wondering why you would shoot a man.
There he is. He loves it. You got 4 impressions in the locker, Nathan, and you like rotating them.
Don't, because I hate impression guys. You know those guys who are always like, I'm going to do my impression. Yeah.
You want to know how I got these scars? You're very cool. Well done. All the girls fancy you as well.
Yeah, great. Well done.
You're the life and soul of every party. Never change, and you won't.
Unless that's you, then we like you. You're okay.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think that this episode just nails it down straight away. With it's like it can't be terrifying because of the nature of they don't have a lot to show. It's a 2-parter. They can't go all in on the mystery. It's a lot of setup.
Yes.
So this episode goes it just runs a fucking marathon with the amount it has to work with. Like, it's ridiculous how much they get out of such a small amount of concept.
Lawrence, I have a question for you. Welcome back to our famous segment, Nathan Nitpicks a Thing.
You need a theme for this.
I do. Maybe I'll make one. I don't know. And surprisingly, Nathan Nitpicks a Thing shows up in good episodes as well. There is nothing, there is no episode which is above being nitpicked. Okay?
Of course, yeah.
Like, the best of the best can still have... and I guess that's more of a comment on me than the actual show than anything else. But whatever. I don't have time to delve into that right now. So, can you, in your head, as you know it, what is national service?
I guess fighting fit men over the age of 16. I want to say.
Yes.
Are drafted out to war.
Yeah. I have the same understanding. A lot of blokes just chilling in this episode. A lot of blokes just who look perfectly fine and able-bodied. They're just at the local club, at the local speakeasy, enjoying a whiskey, watching a lady sing a song. These aren't old, men who are past their prime. These are boys, and they're like, I'm just going to sit at this club in the middle of the war.
I don't think they're necessarily boys. I don't think they're necessarily men that are past their prime. But you see them suited and booted. They look well dressed, well groomed. I think they're officers, and as we all know, the officers got their cigars out and did shite all.
I mean, look, you're not wrong there. But why are they in civvies in a club in London? Surely they'd all be abroad. There was no fighting in the UK, apart from, well, I don't know.
There's a bit of spot bombing going on.
Yeah, there was the Blitz, but there wasn't, on the ground fighting and shit.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, though, but yeah, I do think it's just officers' situation. They should technically be overseas, but, I don't put it above any of them to be like, I sprained my ankle, I need a pint.
I think you're being generous there, but that's fair.
Well, no, because it was the law, wasn't it? They would have been. over there. So why... We're going way too in-depth on this, but why would they have been here?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You think there's some tomfoolery afoot?
No, I just think when they was writing and putting the extras in, I just think it's something they didn't think about. That's all.
Oh, I see. Because you're not thinking these characters are up to anything.
No, I'm not trying to come up with an in-universe reason as to why these blokes are here. Like, it's Nathan nitpicks a thing, Lawrence. I'm just pointing out an inconsistency. That's all.
We've been on it for so long, I forgot why you brought it up. It's just like, yeah, I don't know, I guess. I like Nathan nitpicks a thing. It's clearly an inconsistency, but as we all know, Doctor Who is flawless in British reasoning and logic, and Russell understands exactly how it works. So,
yeah. Well, this is Steve. This is Big Steve.
Yeah, but it's still Russell's house at this point, isn't it? It's Russell's party.
Yeah. It's Russell's house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Is this the first entry we see from Moffat?
Let me just quickly run back through them here. Father's Day, written by Paul Cornell. Oh, The Long Game, written by Russell T Davies. Dalek, written by Robert Sheehan. World War III, Russell T. Aliens of London, Russell T. Unquite Dead, Mark Gatiss. End of the World, Russell T. And Rose Russell. Yeah, so this is the first Moth that we have.
Okay.
The first appearance of the Moth.
He comes out swinging. I like it.
He does. It's rare. No, well, look, I know Moffat is kind of like a controversial figure within Doctor Who. You know, it's seemingly you either love him or you hate him. Really, yeah. There's a lot of varying opinions with Stephen Moffat as a writer. For me, I'll just say he's wrote some of my favorite episodes.
Oh, he's been known to pen some bangers, yeah.
The top hard-hitting episodes of Doctor Who, like he's written quite a few of them. And this, no change, no surprises. Another banger from the Moth.
That whole like side thing of the Doctor Who fandom is very much the console wars, isn't it, of the Doctor Who world? Very much like you're either Russell or Moffat, and I'm like, or you could like them both, realise both have stinkers and both have winners.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it mental that two people don't have to be compared?
I really don't like this whole, and this isn't anything new. It's been going on literally centuries, but this whole phenomenon idea that you have to pick a side. You can only be one or the other. You can only be, Russell T Davies era or Stephen Moffat era, 10th Doctor, 11th Doctor, PlayStation, Xbox, fucking Mandalorian, Andor, fucking anything. Like, you need Marvel, DC. You can only enjoy one. If you enjoy the other, then fuck you, heretic. Like, yeah, I like both.
Anything comparable, you have to pick a side. You can't just happily enjoy the more content that you get.
Yeah. Everything needs to be ranked and it needs to be in competition with each other at all times. And I need to validate my enjoyment of this thing by insulting everything else that's not this.
Yeah.
So
that being said, though, the episodes with Adam sucked and these ones are better.
Yeah. And if you liked those ones, fuck you.
Nathan, ignore all of that because there's a cat in a bin.
What?
There's a cat in a bin in the episode.
Was there a cat? Was he in a bin? I thought he was just sat on a wall.
No, he's in a bin.
Is he in a bin?
He's in like a not like a wheelie bin because it's less modern, but it's like a wheelie bin equivalent.
Is this the cat the Doctor picks up and he's like, "Well, why don't I travel with you instead?"
Yeah.
Well, I thought he was just a polite little fella sat on a wall.
Nah, he's in a bin, man. He's in a bin.
Oh, he's in a bin, man.
He's in a bin, man.
All right, yeah. Maybe my brightness settings on my TV were down or something. I don't know. It was at night. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, but it was a lovely little cat. It was a nice little moment with the Doctor talking about it. Great. There's a cat on a bit.
I like that the Doctor isn't like, he obviously knows that the World Wars happened, but when he arrives and he's like, "Hey guys, has anyone seen a big thing falling out the sky recently?" Like, of course he's not. Like, he goes everywhere in time and space. Like,
he doesn't know instantly where he is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I like that he, even though he may have some idea, it's very much a case of like, why is everyone like, did I say something funny? Like, you're all being weird.
Yeah. Turns out he did. What a silly little goose he is.
What a goose. Indeed.
Yeah. So Rose, Rose, it makes sense that she'd see the spooky, terrifying child and feel some degree of concern. Like, there's a kid in a gas mask on a roof screaming for its mum.
What did you just say?
There's a kid in a gas mask.
That's not what you just said.
Why?
That's not dynamic here. You said something silly. You telling me you'd let that slip if I did it?
I didn't say something silly. Sorry for pronouncing things, Lawrence.
Yeah, but you said it like a made in Chelsea boy. You said it like, oh, there's a gas mask.
Fuck off.
Rose is obviously going to show some compassion for the child in the gas mask.
Here I am trying to make a serious point.
Go on, make your serious point. I apologise.
So there's a kid in a gas mask on top of the building. Of course, Rose is going to feel some degree of concern, seeing like the child lost alone, assumingly to her calling for its mum.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, oh, someone should do something about this. Like, this is an issue. Like, but then I tell you what, she puts that bronze gymnastics to medal to use. My God, what phenomenal upper body strength Rose has. My God, man. Jill travels across all of London just holding on to a rope.
It's very impressive, and what I quite enjoy about it is there are like moments where the budget obviously shows, as we always mention.
Of course,
there are it's a lot of mid shots, a lot of upper body in frame, and Rose is clearly just on a platform holding a rope.
Just stood on a box.
Yeah,
you don't see
and
that yet.
I enjoy that but like it's especially evident because like, and this is no discredit to Billie Piper. She's great in this show. She's a very talented actress. I think she forgets to act in certain bits of this though. She is just loose gripping that rope. There is not I don't believe for a second, unless she has the upper body strength of fucking Zeus, that she is able to hold herself up on that without, like, no sweat. And I understand she's in better shape than I am. I get that.
Have you seen those challenges? Like, you'll see them like on the South Bank of London and around town or whatever, and they're like, oh, hold on to this, like, hold on to this bar, like, suspend yourself in the air, see how long you can get, and like win 100 quid or whatever. Like, very strong, fit, able-bodied men can do like no more than like 100 seconds or whatever before literally the pain of it becomes too much and they just have to let go because it's very physically demanding.
Yeah.
But Rose is just built different. Like, that's not stopping her, mate. Alpha Giga Chad Rose is just swinging all over the entirety of London, and it is not affecting her at all. She is, I tell you what, she's doing good. She's
doing
impressive.
Good. You saw my brother at the wedding, didn't you? Right.
Oh, a beautiful fit man.
A beautiful fit man.
Fit and physically fit.
Yeah. Ooh, Nathan. It's my brother. Steady on there. No, he's very obviously he's physically able. He's a fireman. Part of the training that you need to.
Is he a fireman?
Yeah. I
thought he was a personal trainer.
Yeah, he's a PT and a fireman. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But part of the training that you have to do is you have to be able to climb up like a certain amount of stories, just no harness, bare knuckle on a rope. And he had to do that. And hold himself in station. He's seen like you said, grown men just fucking like burst into tears, barely able. And yeah, just I just like it's you wave your hand at it, but it's very much like a.
Of course,
I'm not saying she couldn't. I'm just saying it's very unlikely.
I mean, she couldn't.
Yeah, she couldn't. She couldn't.
It's physically impossible.
I'm trying to be all female empowerment about it, Nathan. Like, put your mind to it.
It's not that. No one could.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
It's physically impossible.
Yeah, I know, but I'm conscious of the fact that I just went, grown men couldn't do it. There's no way Rose is doing it.
Big, strong men can't do it. No way that little girl can do it.
I just want to apologise. That's not what I meant. At all. Yeah, so she does put that bronze medal to use. But she is... well, no, actually, Nathan, we pivot to another character.
Who? Oh, the cap.
Yeah, the big cap.
The captain.
Yeah. My first note was straight away, Jack Harkness is just out the gate a bisexual menace. just complimenting and everyone's bum within sight.
I believe Jack is not bisexual so much as omnisexual. I think that's how he's been described as the past. Like,
and what would that mean?
Anything. Like, he'll fuck anything. Like,
bring me
man,
that Jadoon.
woman, man, woman. Oh no, I'm not saying that. You can probably imagine what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, woman, alien, creature, whatever. He'll fuck anything. And fair play to him. Good on him. It's good to see.
I was about to say the most. I'm gonna say it because transparency is key. The most laddie thing ever was about to come out my mouth, where I was about to say, "Go on, Jack, get your end away, son."
Jesus Christ! All right, well that's staying in.
Well, he does though. He's fine with it.
Yeah, he's having the time of his life. He's from the 51st century. He's going back in time. He's probably manipulating people and having sex with them, but hey, isn't that John Barrowman down to a T?
Oh no.
This is gonna be another one of those times where we're like, Jack, great. John Barrowman, okay, let's just move past that.
Yeah, they come up in Doctor Who every now and again. Just a character that we love and respect, and
yes.
Played by a performer who we'd rather not.
Yes,
we'd rather
of
weren't
course.
A prevalent figure.
Yes, of course, in your silly little head, this is the third appearance of Captain Jack Harkness, but me, as a face of Bo Denier, this is the first appearance that he's appeared. So.
It is very quaint, like, because obviously it all comes together a little bit more. I think like Russell gets more cartoonish as he goes along in his run. But it is very funny to just consider that this very serious Jack Harkness is the face of Bo. Like later on, we get him a bit more like tongue in cheek, a bit more cheeky in this. I feel
he's pretty cheeky here.
He's cheeky, but he's like, I don't know.
First thing he says is like excellent bottom.
Yeah, but I feel like he's more like, I don't know, maybe he's less playful. He's more cheeky, but he's down the line. He's got a job to do.
He is very business here. He's very he wants to get his job done. He wants to do his little swindle. So, and
I forgot he was swindling as well. I believed him for a bit of this.
Oh really?
Yeah, I like this is a lot of season 1 is a blind spot for me. And I kind of forgot why Jack was here and why he was introduced here. I just knew that this was the first introduction of Jack because I remember the whole like them dancing on the ship and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, what are your impressions of him out the gate? I know we know where he goes and what he does, but
well, yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to kind of separate it from what we know of Jack, like, because obviously he's a fan favorite character. He goes on to fucking lead his own show, so so yeah, obviously you have that attachment to him, and yeah, it is definitely always good to see Jack. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I like his little cheeky nature. His you are right in though in that he is a little bit different in this from what we know is because there were times where he was with Rose, like on the ship and they're dancing and stuff. They're having like nice little moments. Rose has just entirely forgotten about her boyfriend, but then there's like, no, you need to buy this thing. You need to buy this thing now because if you don't buy this thing, like it's gonna go like buy it. Like, well, calm down, dude. Like he got very intense at certain points about the whatever it is.
I think it's quite an interesting thing because this is one of the only times we really we're on the business end of Jack.
It's true. Yeah.
We see kind of how he handles things in Torchwood when he's dealing with strangers that don't know him. But most of
I need the Torchwood sound. I need that.
Yeah,
sound.
You definitely. Every time we say Torchwood, I want that in the background.
Let me make a note of that. I'm gonna do that.
But no, I like the because every time he pops up in Doctor Who, we have a precedent set for him. We know how he speaks to the Doctor, and that doesn't really change. Depending on what Doctor he's speaking to, either we know that Jack and the Doctor's bond is very similar always.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very the Doctor's like, you're so cheeky, and he's like, I'm gonna have sex with you one day. It's very much that.
And I have.
Has he?
Probably.
Yeah. Hey,
I would have put it past
you saw how he jumped on that TARDIS in Utopia. He wanted it.
Hey, they're having little kisses every now and then.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. He's a sex positive man. I like it. No, one big thing that I like in this episode, and we've spoken a lot about how Russell often likes to write a theme in, but then kind of only pay lip service to it in the way that he won't really explore it.
Yes.
Is
this
one
a
thing
Russellism?
Sorry?
Is this a famous Russellism that you're about to explore?
I never had it down for one, but on a rewatch, I think it is.
Okay.
But not this specifically, but the idea of bringing up a theme and then being like, that's a theme, and then not working it in.
Yes.
But in this is a rare instance where he breaks that Russellism, because I feel like the whole episode is a big riff on Americans are louder, dumber, and more explosive in sci-fi.
Okay.
Rose comes out the gate. She's like, I want laser beams. I want stuff like that. The very first thing we see Jack do is use his futuristic binoculars and then trap Rose in a tractor beam with an invisible ship above London. It's so where the Doctor is parking his TARDIS in an alleyway, Jack is next to big fucking Ben. He has a watch that turns it on.
Yeah.
Everything is bigger, louder, dumber.
I like that though. I like that he's very much the opposite of the Doctor. Like there's no subtlety with Jack. And I guess that's true for Americans. There is no subtlety with them. It's just now they're here and you're gonna fucking know about it.
Right.
Because
hang on. We have few listeners, Nathan. I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about Americans in general. I'm talking about in pop culture and sci-fi. Americans tend to lean into the more laser beams.
I didn't mean that in like a negative way. I just meant that as like, in regards to the British are quite quiet and reserved, and compared to Americans, there's obviously a difference between us.
Yeah,
really.
There's a cultural divide, I suppose.
Yeah, that'll save me.
No, but I like it. I think Russell knows exactly what he's doing. And also I like that Rose is kind of like swept away by it. Like we see in the nicest way possible to Rose, very quick to forget about the men in her life.
So again, there's something that's come up multiple times this season so far, and once again, you just can't help but feel just a little bit sorry for young Mickey waiting back at home, can you? Because was it this episode she even says like kind of has a boyfriend, or what was it she says?
So there's a line. So they're debating the use of the psychic paper. And they're throwing it backwards and forwards. And the thing with the psychic paper is you need to zero in. You need to be thinking exactly what the fuck you want it to say. Yes. So when Rose passes the psychic paper to Jack, it naturally communicates what she wants Jack to know.
Yes.
And Rose doesn't realise how responsive the psychic paper is, so it reaches deep into her psyche, or I would say barely scratches the surface of, because it's fucking plain to see that my note is Mickey is Rose's boyfriend, Rose is no one's girlfriend.
Whoa.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not. And earlier when I was saying like I do have issues with Rose, this is it really, because it's just because Mickey is written as he's flawed, he's got issues, but he's not a bad character in any way. He's not doing anything horrible. He's not any kind of big villain. He's just a guy who loves his girlfriend.
He's a regular bloke.
He's just a bloke.
He's written as the dog that is in the cage waiting at home for Rose.
Yes.
Waiting for Rose to come home from grocery shopping.
While she goes about time and space and just fucks anyone, apparently.
No, give her a credit, right? She's a flirt, but she's also
she's flirted.
She's aggressively like, I am available.
Yeah, she's like the psychic paper says like she's very available. I'm like, are you though, Rose? Is that the case? Are you? I don't know.
I think in Rose's mind she absolutely is.
Yes, it's not great. But then in the I don't want to talk
she's
too much.
19. What were you like at 19?
Yeah, you don't want to know. But I was so in my oats, as it were. But then I don't want to talk too much about what's to come in future episodes. But then in Boomtown episode where Mickey next shows up, she gets quite cross to hear that he may be seeing other people and stuff as things to come. So can't have it both ways, Rose. But
we'll get to it. I feel like this has been like if you've never listened to this podcast before, we might have come across a bit sexist in this.
I know, and I don't want us to sound like that at all. But there's enough sexist guys with podcasts as it is.
I know, yeah. No, but like the reason I'm prefacing that is just saying, like, I mean, we're talking about the episodes. Go and watch it's in them. It's in them.
Yes. Yes.
We're just saying what happens.
It leaves an uncomfortable taste in my mouth. That's all. It's just there's something about it which just doesn't quite sit right with me. Again, I like Rose. She's a fun character, and I even enjoy the back and forth between her and Jack. I enjoy the little bit of flirty nature. I enjoy the flirty nature that she has with the Doctor as well. I enjoy that back and forth. Again, though, it's just hard to. Occasionally, I just think of Mickey sat at home like a little puppy, doing the big, soft eyes from Puss in Boots or whatever.
Yeah, literally. This episode is home to, so far at least, some of the best lines Russell or Moffat has ever penned to screen.
Ooh, well, this is his first episode, so yeah, that's how it'll
Well,
work.
no, but like, I suppose in Doctor Who, this has some of the best one-liners from Doctor Who so far.
What you got? Let's hear him.
I've got, not sure if it's Marxism in action or a Broadway musical. That's a 10 out of 10. That just is.
What's that in reference to? Give me some context on that.
In reference to Nancy waiting for the bomb shelters to go off so she can steal food for starving kids.
Yeah, very good.
Just great. The other one that springs to mind is the I'm looking for a blonde in a Union Jack, a specific one. I didn't just wake up one morning with a crave.
Yeah.
All the kids get that. It's a bit above their station.
Yeah, they would have got that. I would have got that at that age.
No, not at all.
When I first watched that, I'd probably been like, yeah.
Yeah. The kids are laughing. I'll laugh too.
Yeah.
No, yeah, just some really, really good lines in this. One thing that I'll say, we bypassed it, but Nancy gives the Doctor a warning. She's in the alleyway. She's like, "Don't answer that phone," and the Doctor's like, "It's not even a phone," and she's like,
"Yeah,
L plus ratio," and then she leaves.
Okay.
I didn't want to skip past it, but I didn't have a point about it, so I'm filling gaps.
What do you think of the moment when the phone rings? Because it's like kind of framed as this like spooky moment, like the TARDIS should not ring. It's not an actual phone, so it shouldn't ring. How's it doing that? And I think like the first time I saw it, I was probably like, "Oh, that's interesting." But after like almost 20 years of watching Doctor Who, like that phone's ringing all the time now.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, I feel like some of that weight has been lost since, but
it definitely has. I don't think I can't remember it hitting me profoundly when I was young. It didn't really do much for me in this. I think there's creepier stuff going on that definitely does strike a chord.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
The thing that came into my mind, to be honest, is as soon as the Doctor took the phone out of the door box, I was like, doesn't look like that normally. It's normally an actual phone.
In later incarnations of the TARDIS, but throughout,
doesn't the Doctor leave Clara a message?
Yeah, it's like a big, like a traditional handset phone.
Yeah,
but throughout 9 and 10's run, it does look like that, but it doesn't get used much.
Yeah. No, but didn't do anything crazy for me, but yeah, it definitely adds a spooky thing. I quite like it when you. One of the great things, and Christopher Eccleston does this brilliantly as well, is when the Ninth Doctor is confused, you're confused.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he's like, in the nicest way possible, he's a perpetual know-it-all.
Yeah.
He likes being the one in the room that knows what the fuck's going on. But yeah, no, I quite like it. I love so they're all at the dinner table. Nancy is feeding the Lord of the Flies.
Quick side
or whatever.
note, I really like the character of Nancy. Great introduction. You're instantly, you're obviously gonna root for someone who's feeding all the homeless kids of London. And also like getting back at the rich at the same time. Like we stand our communist queen, so yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, she's
gorgeous girls, sees the means of production. So there you go.
Very good. No, she's great, and I think it's nuanced. It'd be easy for her to come in and be a character that's like right, grab that fucking turkey, we're off, lads.
Yeah.
But she gets in and she's like, you know, like the homeless kids, it doesn't mean they're like fucking like savages. She's like, sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
We're gonna respect this. We're stealing from people. It's an element of, there's an element of respect that should be given.
They're stealing from people who can afford to be stolen from.
Yeah.
And they're also being nice about it at the same time.
Yeah.
They're using them out. They'll even do the washing up. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So,
And it just kind of, it paints the picture that there isn't what they're doing, and it communicates this clearly to kids even, I think, as well. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Is she breaking the law? Yeah. Is it wrong?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Perhaps the law is wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the kind of
The law
social
is
commentary
always
you can
wrong.
get from us. Biting fucking commentary over here.
Homeless, that's bad.
Yeah. I love another thing I love about the Ninth Doctor in this is he's, even when he's confused and is kind of a bit not up to speed and he's been warned against someone,
Yes.
his first instinct usually is to act out of like a sense of kindness and compassion.
Yes.
The "Are you my mummy?" kid is at the door, and Nancy's like, "Fucking lob a plate at the fucking guy, get fucking scram, go on, shoot." And the doctor's like,
kid.
"No, like what's wrong? I'm going to open the door now." Even though he's obviously going to be in danger.
Yeah.
I just like that his first instinct is, I'm not running away scared. I want to find out what's wrong and then help.
You talk about good lines from Moffat. One line in that moment that I really like is when the doctor says it's not easy being the only kid left out in the cold. And then Nancy says, "Oh, you know, would you?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I would, as it happens." Which is nothing magical in terms of just written lines, but it's something which, you know, pays back. Again, not to talk too much about things to come, but later on as seasons go, we do learn more about the Doctor's past and like specifically his childhood and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And that plays into that, and it's just an interesting little note which I enjoyed.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I like that. There's one moment that I really, really enjoy, and we've spoken about it before. I think on the podcast, maybe not though. Normally, appearance roasts are saved for regeneration scenes. They're normal, the scene when the writers go to town on like the actor or person playing the Doctor's playing the Doctor is kind of receives a dressing down from the writers, so to speak.
Yeah,
it's
a little humbling.
Yeah, just a rite of passage. Like, we're going to point out some physical things about you. But I like that the Ninth Doctor, you know, they maybe don't, they have it in a little bit in Rose, where he's like, "Look at my big ears," in Rose's mirror, and in this one, Nancy's like, "Look at the fucking hooter on you, mate." Nose in hell.
I feel like that's kind of a tradition with Doctor Who. I don't know why, but for some reason, it's one of the shows where the writers are seemingly obsessed with or maybe it's just a Moffat thing, because it does happen a lot during Matt Smith's and Peter Capaldi's era as well. Like, they're always talking, specifically Matt Smith, about like his nose and his chin as well, specifically. Yeah, that sort of stuff comes up a lot with Capaldi, with the eyebrows and stuff. So
we've spoken before about it, but I like how all of David Tennant like walks around. He's like, "I'm just too handsome.
I'm too hot.
Yeah, I'm so skinny,
really skinny,
and I have a desirable body type. God, fuck.
I'm so sexy. This is unbearable.
My hair is so not receding for my age. Oh God, I have such a hard go of it."
Oh, fuck. It's so accurate. It's very funny.
I have a line that I'd like to read verbatim.
Please.
And I feel like it'll be a while until I get this out of my system, so maybe I might make it one per episode, if it's a favoured note.
Okay.
I like that Nancy doesn't put up with the Doctor's shit, but she also clearly respects him. She's a good side character, unlike Adam, who sucks. I'm not joking, that's verbatim.
I'm you know what? I'm enjoying this recurring motif.
We're gonna get to like fucking series 14 or whatever, and we're just like,
That's not even out yet. That's the next one to come out. That's Shooting Hour's first series. I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad fucking Adam isn't here.
Thank God for Adam not being around. Yeah.
Millie's so much better than Adam ever was.
Did you get anything from the I don't know if this is maybe meant to be like a big season 1 thing, because I can't remember the context in like how the episode was shown, and like I don't have a sense of like what the public reception to the first season was when it was airing.
No idea. I didn't watch it when it aired. So,
but like just in general, like how were the Whovians liking it when it was coming out? Because there would have been the diehards watching it on the sofa every Saturday evening.
When it come out, couldn't tell you. But I know since then, I believe this is pretty well regarded.
Yeah,
I believe it's one of those that's up there. Hold on, I'm on the Wikipedia page right now. There might be a plot about reception.
What?
The Empty Child received overnight ratings of 6.6 million viewers. It's good for the UK. Final ratings were calculated. This rose to 7.1 million. Episode received an audience appreciation index score of 84, whatever that means. SFX stated that the two-part story had everything, particularly praising Moffat's script, blah blah blah. It's a good example of science fiction. Yeah, it's all good, basically.
Do you want to know something quite funny? I just remembered. Bit of a side point, so indulge me if you wouldn't mind. When I was younger, I quite enjoyed reading up on like Doctor Who reviews and stuff, and I didn't know I was super interested in like film and TV, but I clearly was, because I'd like to read up on people's opinions on it.
Yeah.
And you know, apart from the Doctor Who magazine, you know, once I'd read that, I'd sourced out anything else that I could think of. And this was in David Tennant's era, I think. But at one point, I picked up the magazine SFX, which I believe is now done. I think there's no more.
Almost certainly.
But I remember picking up the magazine SFX, not paying any attention, just because it had David Tennant's face on it. He was the cover art. And I went, oh fuck yeah, put it in the trolley for Mum to buy at the checkout. At which point, you know how sometimes the cover art will, you know, like just a graphic design thing, like David Tennant's hair was overlapping part of the F in SFX. And my mum gave me the dressing down of my life in front of the fucking cashier when she went, why on earth have you picked up a magazine called Sex? And I went, it's not, I don't know why it's called Sex, Mum, I don't want to read Doctor Who. Very uncomfortable time, and I apologise. That was a bit of a detour, but I just remembered it. But no, why I asked about the reception to it when it came out. Did you feel like it was kind of teeing up a tease when Nancy was like, "There's one person you need to speak to, the Doctor."
The Doctor, yeah. But I feel like that's intentional, though.
Yeah,
it's just a little bit of a red herring. You hear her go, the Doctor. You're obviously gonna go, oh fucking hell, he's the Doctor.
Who's this Doctor then?
Yeah, and yeah, that's something that again happens quite a few times.
Yeah,
as things go on. Was there a Doctor Who mention in this one?
Yeah, Rose calls him Dr. Spock to Jack. That's another moment I like that.
But does Jack say Doctor Who? Because that's the thing I love. Whenever he goes like, I'm a doctor, and they go, what do you mean the Doctor? Doctor Who?
No, I like that. It's not Jack. So Rose introduces Jack.
Yeah.
And says, oh, you know, like, sorry, Doctor, I had to tell him we're time agents, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The Doctor goes along with it. And he's like, good to meet you, Rose and Dr. Spock. And then Jack fucks off.
Yeah.
And he's like, fucking, why are you calling me Spock? And she was like, well, I can't just say the Doctor, can I?
Yes.
Who's the Doctor? Doctor Who?
Yes, I remember now. It's very cheesy whenever that shows up. I think the most egregious use of that is in the Christmas Invasion when David Tennant shows up for the first time and like Jackie's like, where's the Doctor? And I was like, that's the Doctor. It's like, what do you mean that's the Doctor? Doctor Who? You know who the Doctor is. You've met him already. Like, you know what she means by that.
Yeah, the concept of the Doctor being a name is not something that's alien to you. Yeah.
Yes. Some people don't like it. I fucking love it. Every time that shows up, I'm like, yeah, say it. Give me that cheesy
gotta
moment.
Be done.
I also used to like massively hate, like with a passion, whenever anyone referred to the Doctor as Doctor Who, because to me that was just wrong. That was sacrilege. Like, no, he's the Doctor. He's not actually called Doctor Who. I got so unnecessarily angry about it, but now I fucking love it. I call him Doctor Who now exclusively because it's great and it's funny.
Oh really? It still is a bee in my bonnet when people refer to the character as Doctor Who.
No, he is Doctor Who, or they are Doctor Who. So yeah, that's what I enjoy.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they're even credited. Christopher Eccleston is credited as Doctor Who.
Is he?
In these, yeah, if you watch the credits, he says Christopher Eccleston. Doctor Who, Christopher Eccleston.
See, during this rewatch, I'm smashing the off button as soon as the credits roll because I don't want to. I like to go in without seeing the next time trailer.
2-parters, no next time trailer until after the credits. Well, actually, no, that's not true. No, that's a lie. Yeah, forget I said.
Well, listen, there is another Russellism in the sonic screwdriver, and its fucking seemingly endless list of capabilities.
All right, what we got this time?
Well, it's a medical examining tool, Nathan. The doctor is going over to all the beds, going bzzz, and he's like, some head trauma here. I'm like, where's it? There's no screen on it. Where are you reading that?
Yeah.
Wait, do you just know what, like, is it beeping in a specific tone or like register cadence or something? Like,
that's true. I think all the doctors have a moment like that though, because Matt Smith a lot. He always scans stuff and then looks at the screwdriver quite close up, again as if he's reading someone off screen. Yeah. There's no screen on it. It's just like a chunk of metal. Yeah. But he always gets quite close. Who is it? Is it David Tennant who like listens to it?
Yeah, I was just about to say he puts it to his ear a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That makes more sense.
It does make more sense, I guess.
Because there's nothing to look at. We know the prop. We've all had a toy.
We have all had a toy, yeah.
What's your side point? What's your favourite screwdriver?
The 11th, yeah.
I fucking hate that screwdriver.
Well, I like
so
it.
big and fun. The 10th Doctor got it right. He was like, "You're overcompensating because you got a tiny willy." Like that's a too big of a screwdriver, and I don't like it comes out. It's like a litter picker when it extends. No thanks.
Yeah, it's got a little claw on the end.
Nah, I don't need it, man. It's good. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's great if he wants to go and pick up a fluffy toy at a fucking arcade, but it's shit for everything else.
You're getting very angry about
I don't. We have too many different opinions about like fuck.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I'm not getting into that right now. Don't get me started.
Is that because your poll ended and it didn't
Shut
go
the
your
fuck
way?
up. Shut the fuck up. No one cares.
At Still Got Legs Pod on Twitter if you want to get involved in these hot debates. I tell you what. One thing that I really enjoyed. So it's Dr. Constantine. The Doctor meets him. Fucking best bit of editing I've seen this entire season so far.
Was the transformation?
No. Fucking that sucks.
Well, come on. It's not bad. I thought that was the scariest moment of the episode for me.
Oh, it's haunting. Could have benefited from waiting a decade. But such is you can't. That's not valid. You can't wait. Being nasty.
Yeah, that's a horrible criticism.
Ding.
Ding indeed.
No, best bit of fucking editing I've seen. Is
might get a sound effect of a cinema scenes ding as well.
Yeah, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it? Yeah. No, best bit of editing I've seen in the show thus far is the Doctor walking around monologuing in the background, where it's a still shot on Dr. Constantine's face as he's listening to the Doctor. The Doctor's like, every single one of them, exact same wounds. It makes no sense. It's almost like a plague of physical wounds. This is impossible. Yeah, and he goes, they've all got the same head trauma. They've all got the same scar. You hear an off-key fucking piano note, and it smash cuts to a wide of his scar on his hand. Fuck it, that was the cleanest. You asked me a couple of weeks ago if there are certain edits that either grate me or make me really chuffed. I got a fucking semi.
Yeah.
Unreal fucking moment. The cleanest fucking cut I've seen in this show.
The highest criticism Lawrence can give is him getting sexually aroused. Your editing.
It's my praise.
So shout out to... Oh, the editor isn't listed here, so I don't know. But there we go. Shout out to whoever edited this episode. I do really enjoy that scene between Dr. Constantine and the Doctor, though. Like I say, it's very unsettling. The moment where he does like transform into the fucking thing, he loses the ability of speech first of all, and then his like mouth just like opens wide as the gas mask forms. It's terrifying, man. I was shitting myself.
I watched this.
I'm
his
29
like, eyes
and I was
bulging
like,
out.
yeah, it's spooky, man.
It is. Yeah, it's
very spooky.
Great design, simple design.
Yeah, really good, really good, and very haunting. We should probably head over to our favorite segment and everyone's favorite segment, which is of course Weirdo of the Week. Weirdo. God, I love that theme. So this is a segment of the show where we like to take a moment and reflect upon the weird and wonderful and grubby little characters that come across our screen each week while we're watching this silly little show that is Doctor Who, and just take a moment to make note of some of the standouts that we happen to notice. So, Lawrence, who is your weirdo of the week?
Thank you, Nathan. I am certainly not going to stall for time right now, as I think.
Okay. Well, I can go first if you'd like.
Please do.
Okay. Oh, you said you had one.
Yeah,
earlier.
I did, but it was fucking shit. It was nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, in a change of tradition, I will go first. My weirdo of the week is Jack Harkness himself.
Okay.
Captain Jack Harkness. Because for the very specific reason, the dude has taken the precaution to park his ship against Big Ben, so he knows where it is. His ship is invisible, which obviously makes sense. You wouldn't want to see a giant floating ship in the middle of the sky during London. The lights for Big Ben are off, so that helps things. He can happily step out onto it if he needs to. All of his precautions and everything that he's taken just go out the window the second he's with a girl. Because, like, suddenly he steps out onto the top of the ship and he's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll show you the ship. Let me just remove the cloaking technology. Oh, what's that? We're in the middle of the Blitz and all of London needs to be dark so the Germans don't see where we are. Let me just fucking light up Big Ben here so we can all see exactly what the time is on this very badly key-framed in clock behind us.
Yeah.
So yeah. Jack just getting all of London killed so he can lay down some riz. I respect it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's fucking... That's key Jack, isn't it? Like, that is what it is. Yeah. Especially like in later Torchwood as well. Man will happily take a bullet just to get some action.
I mean, he can afford to.
Yeah, he's got a bit of time.
Yeah.
My weirdo...
Who is it? What was it gonna be? I don't have to. I can take this out, but what was it gonna be?
I know. I'll keep it in. Because I've got nothing better. It was gonna be Jack as well. But for a different reason.
Another controversy. A different reason. That's interesting.
And the reason would being, he is watching Rose's fucking unparalleled critical core strength. And is like, I should do something about this, especially since he knows Rose is the girl he's trying to con, as is revealed later on.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, hold on a minute. Time is clearly of the essence here. But I'm going to test out this zoom feature on that bunda, though. So that's why. I moved away from Jack because I was conscious that my weirdo of the weeks are more often than not perverts. But there's nothing better.
I don't know if you... Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this week, but often before, whenever I've been introducing Weirdo of the Week, I often say that we like to celebrate the characters. Mm-hmm. I've decided to take that out because I specifically didn't say it this week because sometimes they are just weird little pricks.
Yeah, let's celebrate some overt horniness.
Yeah, it's just a section where we'll make note and reflect upon upon the weirdness.
Oh, okay.
of it.
That's good then. Now I can go back to
yeah.
my safety blanket of pervert choices then.
Lawrence always loves a sex pest. Let it be known.
Put the celebrate back in, Nathan. I want to celebrate it.
No. Yeah, that about does it. Overall, very good episode. I'm really excited to hop back in next week and see how will they get out of this one. I know how they get out of this one. It's good fun, but I'm excited to see it and enjoy this spooky little romp in the 40s.
Indeed. As am I excited. You can give us a little follow if you like. We are on Twitter at StillGotLegsPod. Come and join in. We're doing some polls. We're having a bit of engagement, so come and join in. It's always fun to hear Nathan's wrong opinions about the Doctor's suits.
Yes,
which have been proven wrong by the listenership so far. What else can you do? You can share this around. It's a new podcast. We're about 9 episodes deep now. So if you're enjoying it, if you know any Whovians that you're thinking of getting people in for the return of Russ, or if you're just trying to get your mates to watch it, whatever, share this with them. It's nice to have a guiding hand to discuss the journey through. Maybe we can keep you interested on your Monday commute to work or whatever the fuck.
Indeed. Tell your friends, tell your mum, tell everyone who loves Docky Who to check out this silly little pod.
It's a good time. Nathan, hit the button, baby.
Maybe I already have.
Oh.
Bum bum ba 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 da boo ba ba da boo ba ba da boo ba ba da boo ba ba da boo.